Father, Father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our Father, the same Father that stepped out from behind the curtains of nowhere, stood up on the platform of nothing and said, "Let there be light." And light came skipping down the streets of the universe, knocking down the doors of darkness. Our Father, the same Father that scooped out the valley, piled up the mountains, threaded the earth with rivers and lakes, painted the sky blue and the clouds white without a brush or a ladder. Our Father, the same Father that put hydrogen in the air, sodium chloride in water, proteins in meat, and calcium in milk. Our Father, our created Father, that shaped this whole body and mind and then breathed in it and gave me the breath of life. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our Father, I call you our Father because we find out a whole lot of other fathers won't stand by us to the end. I call you our Father because somebody needs you just like a father. Father, I want you to search my heart tonight. Find anything that shouldn't be there. Take it out tonight. Make us worthy to call on your name. Lord, somebody today is going to the operating room. Oh Lord, I want you to guide the hands of the doctor. Go with them before they get in the room and be with them every step of the way. We go in faith today, knowing that faith can move mountains. Oh Lord, somebody today is right there in intensive care. Oh Lord, somebody today is listening to me right now. Can't hardly move in that sick bed. Can't hardly talk. Can't hardly turn over. But oh Lord, I know you got power. I'm calling on that power that healed the sick a long time ago. I'm calling on that power to go in that sick room in the name of Jesus. Touch, 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 touch. Right now, Lord, touch that brother on drugs tonight. Touch that sister on drugs tonight. Touch that mother. Touch that father on drugs tonight. Oh, I know you can heal. Will you heal? Will you heal? Will you heal? In the name of Jesus, we claim the victory. Have mercy, Lord. Somebody tonight, somebody today, right now, need a miracle. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now, somebody here need a miracle. They tried everything, tried everybody. Now, Lord, now, Move in that trouble home. Move on that father that's an alcoholic tonight. Move on that mother that's about to give up tonight. Move right now, Jesus. Those that are having financial difficulties, we claim the victory in the name of Jesus. Let every heart raise your hand and say, Jesus, Jesus. When trouble around Jesus, when enemies around Jesus, when I can't see my way, when I don't know the way, when I don't have a friend, when I don't have a mother, when I don't have a father, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. And thank God.
Amen. Man, touch not my anointing, do my prophet no harm. Jesus is a way maker. Jesus will fix it, man. Jesus can fix it. You know, we ain't gonna speaking that negative energy, man. We gotta understand how powerful the voice is. The voice is powerful, the tongue is powerful. So we have to be mindful of the things that we speak and when we speak upon other people, because the tongue is powerful. You're supposed to speak life into someone. We understand the bad things that could happen. We understand the bad things that could happen. But when you bring that negative energy into the conversation, then guess what? You're going to get negative results. So we got to stop speaking that bad energy onto someone's name, into someone's life. You have to understand how powerful it is to speak positivity. And when you're speaking on someone, even though the situation may not appear to be as good as it seems or as good as we may want it to be, but that don't mean we have to speak negative of it. We have to understand how powerful the tongue is, how powerful prayer is. And if a lot of these people are godly people as they portray to be, then they would understand how important it is to speak life into a situation like we are hearing what's going on with our brother R.Kelly. We got to stop speaking that negative energy, even though it may not be intentional, but you have to be mindful of the power of the tongue when you speak and speak about someone's life. When you speak on someone's life, we shouldn't be talking about dying, death, killed, none of that. We should be talking about God's grace, God's mercy, the power of God, God, the healing of God. What we know God can do, what we didn't saw God do. Can't speak that negativity. We understand the situation. So guess what? Now that you understand what's going on, you need to be praying for healing. You need to be praying for recovery. All the negativity coming out, scaring people, getting people all riled up, getting people all in their feelings and their emotions because of the things that people are saying. Oh, he's going this, he's going. Man, we have to understand how powerful the tongue is when you speaking. When you speak on someone's life.
Good evening, nephew. Good evening, nephew. Welcome, Big Vibe Opinion, opinionators. Blessings to you all. I'm at work at this time, so I'll be in and out the chat. Let me add to what my nephew just said, how serious this is. Look at it like this. When the word says life and death is in the power of the tongue, look at it like this. Look at that, what they're saying. So we as human beings have the ability to create whatever we speak. So look at that verse differently now. Now I'm going to say that verse slightly different. Life and death is in the power of the hand. It's literally like an invisible hand comes out and creates whatever you just said out of your mouth. That's what God put in us that He didn't put in no other creature. That's how serious that is. And if you really believe that thing and walk in that thing with faith, with everything in your being, you can speak those things that be not as though they were. That's how powerful God has given us that gift. What the enemy tries to do, and I yield back, is try to cause us to devalue that truth and see no validity in it so that we won't even use it for the goodness that God created for. We'll start using, as my nephew so eloquently said, we'll use it for destruction. And the enemy sits back and laughs. And then he goes back to God, say, see, and I yield back.
Most definitely. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And that's a good way to put it. Simple as that. Simple said. Simply said. The life and death is in the power of the tongue, and people have to understand that. I just sat back here for the last few days, listening, listening, looking, and listening, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, wow. Do these people that come do people even think about the fact that this man's kids read this shit? Do people even think that if this man kids listen to some of this stuff, whatever happened to being considerate? Like, do people understand? How would you feel if you got to hear about your father or you got to hear about your mother on a YouTube internet platform and what he's going through before you can get the information personally? Do people even think about that part of it? Sometimes it's okay. It's okay to report. It's okay to want to let the world know what's going on. But in some situations, sometimes it's okay to just sit back and wait, man. This man got kids. And I'm telling you, and the reason why I feel the way that I feel as a supporter, I sat back and listened to this shit, and what I felt in my mind was like, damn, the way I felt as a supporter, I can only imagine what this man's kids felt when they found this information out. Whether it was social media or whatever the situation may be. Unc, you feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Would you want to hear about the condition of a relative of yours on a social media platform, and we speak about Mr. Kelly's kids, regardless of what people may think, if he have a relationship with his kids, don't have a relationship, whatever the situation may be, but his kids, his family deserve to get this information and decipher it the way that they wish to, versus coming on these YouTube platforms and people speaking, and in the way that they're speaking almost as if death is on this man.
Right. We gotta
That's
reject.
my issue with it.
Yeah, we gotta speak against that. That's why I sent you this morning. Spirit had me up early, musing in my thoughts, and I said, let me send that to you. We got
Oh
to
yeah,
get.
and I'm glad you did because it was on my mind, and that's why I haven't been on.
Right, right,
Because when I got this news, I'm just sitting back, man, and like I say, for me as a supporter to sit back and hear this shit, hear the stuff that people are reporting, and I'm like, wow, like I man, I'm gonna tell you a real life story, right? And I tell you, and this is what we talked about the other day on my interview with Georgia Girl. I buried my grandfather on July the 22nd of 2018.
okay,
5 days later, I go back home to Minnesota. 5 days later, right? I'm at work. I'm driving trash trucks. So at the time of me driving trash trucks, we wasn't able to have our phones while operating the trash trucks. So
right,
that means while I'm at work, I'm not on my phone at all.
right.
So I get off work, I got hundreds of notifications on my phone. Missed phone calls, everything. I don't know what's going on. I go to Facebook. I have to find out a tragic event that took place in my family with my grandmother being involved in a head-on collision. I find this information out on Facebook.
Wow.
People, I'm sorry for your loss. What the hell? I'm lost. What's going on? Who are you talking about? What's going? You know, I had to get off of Facebook for 2 years. I deleted my Facebook account. I would delete for 2 years. I wasn't on Facebook.
Hmm.
I'm like, whatever happened to the privacy of the family?
Yep, yep. Seems like tragedy news travels real quickly, but good news takes its sweet time.
You see, that's why I can understand how this man kids may feel, how his family the people that do care about him may feel that you got to come out to hear some news, but the news that you hearing is these people is almost killed a man. Well, you would think he was on life support. It's sad. I mean, and I thank Jennifer for all that she do, all that she's trying to do, and those people that are treating this man the way that they're treating him, they gonna have to answer to that. They gonna have to answer to that. But I understand that God is in control. God told us, he reminds us all the time, he's not gonna put no more on us than we can bear. But what they're doing to this man, I don't agree with it. But you know what though? Robert, from my understanding, is a fighter. He's not gonna give up. He's not gonna give in. He's gonna fight to the end. And that's what make him different than some other people in his situation. They would have been giving up. But when you have faith and you know where your strength come from, that's a different type of fighter.
Yeah,
When
that's
you
the thing.
know the Lord for you, when you have a relationship with God for yourself, then you don't give a damn what a man tell you. You don't care what a doctor tell you,
Mhm. Let me
because you
let me
know who's your healer.
let me say this real quick to help you out, nephew, and I'm gonna step away for a minute. I'm in this yard, so I got some things to take care of back to back, and then I'll be back on the thing. Um, Pretty much to sum it up, people gonna read for themselves in the book of Daniel. Daniel prayed for a specific issue, and the word says that when Daniel prayed, from the moment he prayed, because his life was so devoted to God's purpose and his call, that from the moment Daniel started praying, his prayer was already heard and answered in heaven. But it said it took 21 days. Please hear me, chat. It took 21 days before that prayer was answered. You say, well, God is who he say he is, and that's his manservant or his woman servant. Then why, did it take 21 days? God being who he is, you got to understand the realm that we live in. When the enemy Lucifer now became Satan, was cast out of heaven, because God, even with the angels, like he did his human family, he created us with free will and free choice. So even God and his who he is not going to overstep your free will and your free choice. He's not even going to do that. He's not going to break his own laws even to do that. So they had a right to obey God's government or not. You know what I mean? So God had to allow the enemy to do the sneaking around and whatever he told them angels, just so his character would be able to be seen. So we know the story. It was a war. He got kicked out. So now he was quarantined to planet Earth. He can't roam no other planet that,
Jackie, grab that West pocket.
Thank you for stopping through. And hello to everybody. Hello to everyone that's in the chat. Sorry if I wasn't speaking to people right away. And I just want to say hello to everyone. And let me see.
I'll be right I'll be right back, nephew.
Okay. Let's see if we can get the phone line going. Let's see if we can get the phone line open for those who wish to call in and just offer a word for Mr. Kelly. I'm gonna get the number put in the chat real quick. I'm gonna get the number put in the chat for y'all. For anyone wanting to offer a word, words of encouragement, just encouraging words from Mr. Kelly, man. And just a second, I'm gonna get it for y'all. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm finna put the call in number for anybody, for people who want to just call and give some encouraging words. I'm putting the call in number in the chat. And we just want to speak some positivity. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? If some positivity. We don't need to know details or what's going on. We don't need to know how long it's been going on. And that's the thing, when you pray, when somebody say they need prayer, you pray for them. It don't matter what's going on. It don't matter how long it's been going on. It don't matter about none of this other stuff. Either when somebody say, can you pray for me? You just pray. Just say a prayer. It don't matter what that person may be going on, what they going through, who they going through it with. None of that matters. When we say we sending up prayers, you just send up a prayer, and when you keep it moving, you keep it pushing. In this situation, so for people that want to call in and you got some encouraging words or anything that you just want to say, just call in, give your encouragement. We don't know the details specifically of what's going on 100% with Robert, because we are getting reports from people. People are giving their report of what they feel is going on, and I don't want to go and repeat something that may not be true. So I haven't heard from Robert Kelly myself personally, but I do understand that there is an issue And I just want people to pray for that issue, or pray that whatever it is that this brother is going through, that God can heal it in God's speed. What's up, Uncle Sir Miguel?
What's up, nephew Big Mike? What's up, Black Muse? Muse Black, what's going on?
No, but I think Muse sound like he had to go out and do something.
Okay, I just want to tap in real quick, man. I'm sitting up here working on some evaluations and trying to get over this little stuffy nose I got, man. Uh, I just want to say, man, everybody continue in prayer for Robert Sylvester Kelly. You know what I mean? And whatever the situation is that's going on, may God uh, surround him with his angels of mercy and healing, and he's protected, and he's gonna be fine. And like Big Vi say, you know, if somebody asks you to pray for him, pray for him, regardless of what the situation is. I concur 100% because at the end of the day, we all need prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So we need to be covered from the crown of our heads to the soles of our feet. And at the end of the day, regardless of whether you like somebody or dislike somebody, whatever the case may be, man, you could be reaching out for prayer. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I don't wish no bad on nobody, not even my own worst enemy if I got one. And if I do, I'm gonna pray for you anyway, because at the end of the day, you're gonna need some help too. So just stay encouraged and stay strong and do the right thing, because it's a lot of stuff going on in this world right now, man. It ain't just the whole R. Kelly situation, it's our government. You see these
mm-hmm.
kids just lost their lives up here in Nashville
Nashville.
and all this other kind of stuff. People down in the Mississippi area, Alabama
They
with these
just passed Jim Crow law in Mississippi.
yeah, with the Jim Crow law, and I don't think people understand that they're doing this for a reason, because us folks, our melanated people, are starting to wake up, and they know they outnumbered if you really think about it. So they trying to do everything they can to get their stronghold on, so they can do whatever they want. And we just had this young man that just lost his life. Don't know if he was strangled or decapitated or what. I think that was in
In
Mississippi.
Mississippi.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's a lot going on, man. So we got to stay prayed up and stay strong, you know. And again, as we all, always say, we got our young men out here. We got to keep them covered. By raising his son, I'm raising my son. So we got to keep them covered 1000%. Make no mistake about it. The devil want the male seed anyway, so he can't produce to have strong men. Think about that for a moment. So at the end of the day, man, just stay prayed up. And as again, always, brother, bye. I love you,
Got
man.
Jeff in here. What
I
up,
love what
Jeff?
you're doing. What up, Jeff?
Man, what's going on? Vibe, man. Sir Miguel, everybody in the chat, peace and blessings, everybody.
So just stay prayed up for one another, man, and just keep the focus that, we are not alone. We have a continued fight across the board. It ain't just one. It's all of us involved in this thing. And as long as we stay focused and doing the right thing, we're gonna be fine. But stay out the mess and stay out the confusion. Other than that, I'm gonna yield back and go back in the chat, man. Again, Big Bye. Love you, bro. Love you, Jeff.
All
Muse,
right,
love you,
most
brother.
definitely
Y'all
too, up,
keep doing
man.
your thing, man. And just
Yeah,
stay
me too,
focused, man,
brother.
and keep doing your thing, bro.
That's
And
it, man.
again,
That's the focus, man. People gotta understand the
and
there's power in the tongue, man. Be
no
mindful of what you speak and how you speak it.
life and death. And let me make one last announcement. Make sure y'all go get Crux stuff on all platforms right now, please. Shit is
Mhm.
hot. Keep doing your thing.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate that, brother.
One love.
Love.
What's going on, Jeff? What's going on? And the phone lines are open, like I say, for supporters and fans that want to call in to give some encouragement. Just speak some encouraging words for Robert. Just speak some encouragement into the universe. The phone lines are open.
Ah, yeah, bro. I just wanted to tap in. Been just sit back in the cut, observe and everything. And it's just crazy how they treating this brother like, he is Saddam Hussein or somebody, you know what I'm saying? And he didn't even deserve to be treated this way, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, the man was sitting up there denied, medical treatment, after being what I would say falsely convicted, twice in two different jurisdictions. Now the man has acquired a medical condition while being incarcerated, and they got a cast on his leg 2 months longer than it was supposed to
Oh,
be, and he
yeah.
had to.
Cast supposed to be on for 2 weeks and you have it on for 2 months?
Come on, man. That's just negligence. That's uh extreme negligence. Like, it's no reason why that man had to sit up there and find an object to knock that off himself. And his attorney wasn't even aware that this was going on. I mean, I just feel so just um it's just the pressure. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That brother, to have withstand everything that he had withstood so far, God got him. So everybody rest assured. It's nothing more that what we can do is do what that brother asked us to do, which is write these letters and promote that and pray for him. You know what I'm saying? Continue to lift him up in prayer. Continue to speak positive things in the universe for him, and just know that everything in the end is going to work out in his benefit. And this is an atrocity. So, it's time out for all the negativity, all the back and forth, anything that would deter you from doing what is right and what is just in this situation. And that is bringing more awareness and lifting this brother up in prayer and doing it the right way. We don't want to do it in a way where it could get him caught up in any situations. I heard the brother Ronnie Bo speaking on several different platforms, and he has some good insight on things. And if you're going to do any demonstrations, I would urge and suggest that you get with someone that has a legal background to see how you could go about it the right way. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's heart, I believe, is in the right place, but you just want to make sure that you go about whatever demonstration the correct and the right way, and get some legal counsel, because we want to represent this man in the best fashion. I mean, he's going through something that I have never seen or witnessed another human being endure for this length of time. So,
Right. Man. And I just looked it up yesterday, like how everybody was talking about it, man, and it bothered me. So I just did some shit that all of us can do, man. I went and Googled the analytics for like medical related uh fatalities in the prison, man, and the numbers was like, what the fuck? Like, medical related from negligence. And this just this is the thing that I said last night. I said God is using Robert to bring awareness on a lot of the negligence that these prisons and how they treat these inmates. And Rob is going to be the one to change the way that they treat prisoners.
Absolutely.
After this point, because he's bringing awareness, and it's just like God is using him to bring awareness when we talk about the music industry and so many other different facets of life that get looked over and overlooked because people feel as though, oh, that don't have nothing to do with me, so I don't care about that. But it's like we say when Unc be on here, we talk about it all the time. Sometimes we have to look at a situation and see how it affects the whole community, even though it's not directly affecting us, but it affects our communities. And when you look at Robert Kelly and the type of person that he is, and now to see this man is going through some of this shit, and if it wasn't Robert Kelly that had a cast on for 2 weeks, that was supposed to have a cast on for 2 weeks and had it on for 2 months, would we have known that
Right,
this
exactly.
negligence go on in the prison?
We wouldn't have known nothing.
We wouldn't
So
know nothing.
that's a testament to that man speaking up. It's like, well, he's still in there. Listen, they done did everything to this man. What haven't they done besides taking him out? So why would he not speak up at this point? The trials are over. He's already, been advised what he can and cannot speak on. You have to fight for your own life, and just being in that situation myself, I know how dirty and how grimy it is inside there, and you have to have, you got to be fearless. You can't sit and operate under fear. That's not going to get any results.
No.
So that, you know what I'm saying? That brother he's doing what he has to do to save his own life. And if you say that you are a true supporter of this man, then that's what you would do. You would support that man. If it's something that you feel as though that you don't want to do, just don't do it, but don't discourage anybody else from doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just, and the most powerful thing that we can do for him is lift him up in prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Most importantly, that right there, that word prayer, sincere prayer. And I know it's people out there. Everybody that pray for you ain't praying. Everybody that pray with you ain't praying for you, and that's a true testament too. But R. Kelly has enough supporters and fans for the prayers to reach where they need to reach. And with him having the faith-based belief system that he believes in, what we're doing is only assisting his belief. So long as he not giving up, and the prayers that we're putting out there is only going to motivate him to go even stronger. That's why I'm telling people, y'all call in, let y'all voices be heard. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a lie. This lie will be posted. It will be up, and let y'all voices be heard. Let this man know, like, hey, let the people hear, let the world hear that people out here support this brother. People out here praying for this brother. People want to see this brother back at home doing what he loved to do best. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this situation. I'm hearing this situation. I think about my grandfather who worked for 55 years. He worked a job for 55 years straight. My grandfather retired because they ended up selling the plant that he worked for. They ended up selling the plant, so which forced him into retirement. But within a year, 2 years, my granddaddy he just broke down because he wasn't doing the things that he was once used to doing. He had a routine every day, and so with Rob being incarcerated, it broke his routine. By him being in the studio the way he doing, going to play basketball, that kept him in shape, that kept his blood flowing, that kept his oxygen going. I mean, you go from playing basketball every day in the studio working every night to a fucking prison where they got you locked down for 23 hours.
You absolutely correct. This kind of like, they stopped his movement. Like the things that made life worth living, they took away from him.
Yeah.
Things that kept him youthful, and kept him occupied, his mind stimulated, his spirit is still strong, because I know he's in the creative. I know he's creating, even if it's in his mind, but just the physical form, they stripped everything away from him physically, but they can't take your mind. That's one thing that they tell you. Do the time, don't let the time do you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely.
But it's kind of hard when you got the weight of the world on you and they just throwing everything at you. They took everything from you and they just throwing any and every tactic at you to try to break you since day one, since they kidnapped that man from walking his dog down the damn street. They've been throwing everything at him to break him, and it can't break his spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, man, that shit is important. It's important for older people like Rob and like my grandfather. It's important that they have a routine that they do on a day-to-day basis to keep them going. You know what I'm saying? You take a man from playing basketball, they say he go to the gym. Hold on just a second.
Right, you take that man from, I mean, basketball, you working every part of your body, you working every muscle, everything. And he used to be in that gym, running up and down that court, shooting jump shots and layups and back and behind the back passes and very active. You know what I'm saying? Especially for his age, that kept him youthful. Because Kels didn't look his age. You know what I'm saying? That's because he stayed active. You know what I'm saying? And by him being confined and then not having access to a gymnasium where he can go at his leisure. You know what I'm saying? Or even if he go to the cigar shop to clear his mind. You know what I'm saying? You don't have those amenities to you, sitting in a damn cell, a damn closet,
Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Now the right call-in number is up now. Sorry about that. Sorry. The right number is up now. Right. And then look at the bullshit food that they feeding them on top of, not being able to work out. Or thanks for the super sticker too, Prince Charles. One love. Thanks for the super sticker.
I'm back, nephew. I'm back.
The number is right now, y'all. I'm sorry about that.
Peace and blessings to you. What's up, bro?
What up, our community activists? What up, Jeff? How you feeling, bro? Still at the gig, putting in that work. You already know what it is.
Already, man. Get that money, bro. I feel you. But yeah, I would just, wanted to chime in for a second. I got to get back to work right quick. Working on some more music, man. I'm trying to drop some more music soon, but I definitely just wanted to chime in and speak on the move. I hear you got a phone call, so I'm gonna get on out the way, Vi.
All right.
All right.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Big Val Opinion. What we got? Who we got on the call?
Hey, baby.
What's going on, K baby?
Hey, Big Val. I just wanted to, hey, everybody in the chat. I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of reassurance and to let y'all know that it's going to be all right. That, Kill's going to come up out this thing. Despite what the negative people are saying and stuff like that, God is real, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
God will show up and show out every time. Every time.
Most definitely. That's why I say we got to speak life into this situation. Ain't no sense of going around with that negative energy. You got to understand, you speaking on someone's life. So that negative energy that you putting out into the universe, that has to go somewhere. But it don't have to be towards the situation you're talking about. Speak life into this man.
Exactly. And Kel's been through a lot. God has kept him from the beginning all the way up until now. And he's going to keep him even after this. He's going to be okay. Just know that. God is real. I'm telling y'all. You don't know how real God is until you have nobody but God.
Yeah, better say that.
So y'all, just keep that positivity going. Keep y'all head up. Stay strong for this man. And if y'all don't know how to do nothing else, just pray. Please pray.
That's it.
But the negativity, don't get into it. Don't get into it. Don't even put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Keep breathing life into this man. That's what he needs. He needs them prayers to keep coming.
Definitely.
And at his lowest point is when he needs y'all the most.
Most definitely. And the real ones understand that.
That's right. So that's all I wanted to come on here and say. I just wanted to, give everybody that or whatever and let everybody know to just stay strong and stay positive. God gonna get him through this. Just like he got him through the last time, the time before that, and this time too. He will be there. I promise you he will be there.
Thank you so much for calling in. And like I say, this gonna be saved and if we get back to Mr. Kelly somehow, but this is what he need to hear. These are the type of conversations he need to be privy to hear and know that it's people out here that's praying, that's rooting for him to win, and not sitting here bringing attention, with the headlines that's, it's we know what it all's for. Like my uncle say, they want the clicks and views, so they spread this disgusting news. But this man has children out here in this world that's listening to this stuff that's being put out here. And when you talking about death,
Absolutely.
when you talking about death, dying, like, I mean, we understand that's a reality because we all gotta leave one day, but we don't have to speak that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Ain't no coming
So
back
y'all
from that.
stay positive. I'm gonna get back in the chat.
Thank
I
you
just
so
want
much.
to put that out there for everybody. And we're gonna be all right. And she's gonna be good.
All right. Thank you so much. Next call. Anybody else want to call in? The call in number
You're welcome.
on the screen. And thank you again, K baby, for calling in.
Good to hear your voice, K
You're
baby.
welcome.
This music.
Yeah, man. It's very it's very important, man. That we keep these type of conversations going because these are the type of conversations that need to be had. You know, um, and people, a lot of people are not thoughtful. When it comes to situations like this, I don't think they don't really consider they could be in this situation. How would you feel if somebody on the outside world was talking about your condition and saying that you were in such a messed up condition, and this get to your kids, and what I'm saying, and have them all upset and don't know what to do, trying to figure out what to do,
Right.
I mean, at some point, and I said this, I said I wish that his kids could get up to that MCC and what I'm saying, and file a complaint, because they are his direct connection, what I'm saying, by them
Right.
being his kids.
Right.
Um, let's see.
To accept, press 1.
Big Val opinion, who we got on the line?
Angel, hey, Big Vibe, this is Angel.
Okay, what's going on?
Nothing else. I always speak about Kels. I always knew that everything that them folks were saying was dishonest, especially with Gail King. Because the interview that Kel did with her, it was just so disrespectful toward our community, and I don't understand how she feel that she could do that to him. And then two, you disrespecting his kids. I got children too. I got a boy and a girl. I didn't like none of this. I didn't believe none of the kids. And I've been following this case from day one.
Okay. If you had anything positive you could say to Kels right now with him going through his situation right now, we just want to say
Just
something.
hold on. Just hold on. Just like when Sam Cook had that song, Hold On, cause I know about that music, cause my dad, he an older man, and he 80-some years old. Okay. I know about that music.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we gotta do is keep holding on.
The situation is that I feel that they want everything that R.kelly ever had. And we always speak about this on a personal level at home with my homegirls and stuff about how we work so much for these folks. And they always want everything that we had, what we could rate and everything like that. And it don't make no sense that they want this man masters and everything like that when they should be just focused on day school. But I forgot, if it wasn't for us, everything be blended. They don't got no flavor nowhere.
Nah,
They don't.
Nah, they don't.
They do not.
They don't.
Mm-mm.
You know, they don't. But we.
But he gotta say song. I grew up on every song that R. Kelly ever had. Especially when he had born in the 90s. I was a little girl. I'm almost 40 years old, and all the mess that's going on is a mess. I don't believe he a pedophile. I hate when they say that.
Nah, but you know that's what they have to. They gonna destroy you, try to destroy your character because they can't kill the person. They can't. They can't. They can't.
They can never.
They can't get rid of the person, so they want to destroy the character.
But like I said, I didn't even like when I would listen to Angela and the Clary and all this stuff and Judge what's that man's name? Greg, state lawyer Greg.
Oh,
I knew he was lying from the get go because I don't deal with the NAACP because they is not about their people and stuff like that. No. And I got a brother, he into their mess. But the thing about it is, when you try to step over a person to get where you want to be, don't think that God not going to put you back where you belong in because that's what's all going down to it. Like, all them folks, Angelo and Tim and all them, I listen to your stuff all the time, and Dana Jeff.
Okay.
And friends. And I knew that Tim won't hit no squat. I want to say some other stuff, but we on YouTube, so I can't say what I want to say. But I know for a fact that Tim and that don't tell Angelo because he always thought he was hard. And I'm not even from Baltimore now, and I got people that say that, and he just got too much mouth. Cause real dudes that's in the street not gonna talk as much as he talk too much.
They all been doing a lot of talking, but you know what though? All the talking is gonna be coming to an end. We got one more day.
I already know that because of what Dana J said.
One more day left in this month, and we'll be into April. And April is the big showdown. So we looking forward to April.
Yeah, I look forward to April for next week. It's my birthday. I'm looking forward too.
Okay. Got a birthday next week, man. So I hope you have a good time and enjoy yourself and spend it with family and friends and people that love you that's like-minded. So
yeah, and tell kids to keep his head up because I don't believe nothing nobody say because I'm going to school to be a PI and I know for a fact that I know the trails are a lot. All this meant to just a lot to get what he worked for over 30 years.
Right. Well, you stay into this case and stay glued to this case and anytime we on live and the call in number up, call back in, let us hear what you got.
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem.
You're welcome.
That part, man. Hey, Unc, I was listening to something the other day. And I didn't catch this in the Gayle King. I wasn't paying attention to this in the Gayle King interview.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you hear what she said to R. Kelly. Let me go and find a video. I'm going to let you hear what she said.
I had to fasten my seatbelt every time she talks. But I'm good. I can weather it.
Let me go. I'm finding a video. And I was like, what? Like, how did I miss that?
Yeah, I didn't even watch the whole thing. I just saw bits and pieces of what was already being shown on different platforms because I looked at it as an interrogation.
That's what it was, man. It was what she said.
It was a guilty verdict before he even sat down, and I don't think that was fair.
Most definitely. It was most definitely what she said. Uh, it was most definitely something she said at the time when she started naming these alleged victims off of this list of paper that she had.
But you have to show. You got to show. One clip you have to show is that clip behind the backstage. The one that was backstage, and a couple of those alleged accusers was back there, and she was talking to them, telling them he's going down. We're going to get him.
Wow.
And it's the way she said it. You know.
Oh, here it go right here.
On your bitch, yeah, that. That's your explanation. You're lying. Did this to me, and you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing. Are you blaming this on social media? I'm talking about the power of social media. Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17? No.
It was right here.
Never.
Now I want y'all to hear when she phrased this shit. I want y'all to listen to what she gonna ask him. You mean to tell me this is how she talking to him? Like she know, right? You mean to tell me that you ain't never cheated on a girl before? This is how she talking to R.kelly when she asks him the question.
But see, that's a setup question. What they got to do ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
So listen to what she say.
Yeah, that was a setup slick question.
Right, she did a slick ass question. Listen at this shit.
Yeah, she real.
If they were not true, and they don't know each other, that defies logic to me. Right. Until you hear the explanation. You can.
Then she say, this is what she say defied logic, because the girls that said the same thing, so that defies logic to her.
Have you broken any laws when it comes to women? Absolutely not. The 6-part series interviewed 50 people, family members, your former tour manager, numerous women who all claim that you abused them. Are you saying everybody in that documentary was not telling the truth about you? Everybody? If you really look at that documentary, which I'm sure you have, I have. Everybody said something bad about me. Nobody said nothing good. They was describing Lucifer. I'm not Lucifer. I'm a man. I make mistakes. But I'm not a devil. And by no means am I a monster. I'm going to name the names. R.kelly, your ex-wife. Kitty Jones. Lisa Van Allen. Lisette Martinez. Geronda Pace. Faith Rogers. Asante McGee. You're saying everything they said in that documentary about you is not true. They are lying on me. Why would these women say the same thing about you? That you are controlling, that you are abusive, that you tell women when to eat, when to go to the bathroom, when they can sleep, where they can dress. Why would R.kelly be doing this? Hey, yo, man, they just crazy about you if they were not true and they don't know each other?
None of them looking out.
Until you hear the explanation. You can start a rumor on a guy like me or a celebrity, just like that. All you have to do is push a button on your phone and say, so-and-so did this to me. R.kelly did this to me. And if you get any traction from that, if you're able to write a book from that, if you're able to get a reality show, then any girl that I had a relationship in the past that it just didn't work out, she can come and say the same exact thing. Are you blaming this on social media? I'm talking about the power of social media. Have you ever had sex with anyone under the age of 17?
She already got a map. What about Aaliyah?
I have to tell you, it's so hard to believe that based on all the.
She asked him, so you mean to tell me that you never had sex with any girls under the age of 17? He said no. She said, I find it so hard to believe it. This is what Gail said.
I got you. I see where you're going. See, here's the thing, nephew, and the word says this. The Holy Divine Scripture says this. It's even wrong to even try to reason with a fool. When someone is in a mindset of foolish talking, it's even wrong to try to reason with them. You got what I'm saying? You should have never sat down with her. You never sat down with her. Andrew Wyatt said he was trying to get in touch with him through his camp, but them jokers was blocking all of that because they wanted him, because they knew the state of how emotional he was, and how he wanted to defend himself, get his truth out. Thought he can come to one of your own, you know what I mean, who give you a fetch. No, no, not every net. And I yield back on this. Not every human has the same goodness of heart. Not everybody has that. People camouflage. You meet people's representative, but when you really get out and vet them and see what they really about,
Man,
they,
that's crazy,
they
bro.
no good. And then if they're in an influential position like that, like she's is, and got a good network like that, and can sway people who not going to use common sense and read between the words, they're not going to do their own research. They're just going to go by slander and allegation and accusation that they see on the media. And they're going to be in their feelings because of some past trauma either happened to them or connected to them or around about them. That's bad, but that's the
That's,
reality of the world we live in. That's what we're dealing with.
man, that's crazy, man. And because I never really watched the Gayle King interview. So the other day I seen somebody like they doing a reaction to the Gayle King interview. And I hear
Mm-hmm.
her ask that, have you ever had sex with any girls under the age of 17? And he said, no, I haven't. And this motherfucker say, I find that hard to believe.
Yeah,
Like, are you serious?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
interviewing me in my house. You
Right.
came to me to do an interview. Well, interrogation.
That's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is, man. Yeah, man, yeah. Until you know the heart of a person, man, you just can't move with people, everybody like that, man. You just got to, you can't, man. Not everybody has the same good spirit, man. People put on a good performance, man. You know what I mean? And like Levi always said, they wordsmith. You got to pay attention to how they phrase somebody ask you, bro. Because that exactly was an interrogation, man, from start to finish. You know what I mean? The
That's
hatred
wow.
that she has for this man, you know what I mean? And to sit there like that, that's it's just evil, man. I can't put it no other way. It's just pure evil.
Right. Let's see
It's
what
pure.
Jennifer got to say.
And not receiving medical treatment, then the invasion of his privacy, the stealing of his emails, using those emails, selling them to bloggers or giving them to bloggers for some type of gain, intruding in his private life, leaking material to the press about how much money he has in his commissary account. This is coming from BOP officers. So there is criminality occurring, and that is because of who he is. And then yet on top of it, this issue with him not receiving medical treatment, that the invasion of medical treatment that he needs. Again, I don't care if it's R.kelly or anybody else. I would be complaining about it. You know, people obviously people who it gathers their attention when it's R.kelly, but this is an ongoing problem for so many prisoners. But you know, I have a forum here to be able to talk about R.kelly specifically, and I'm going to take advantage of it because it's an ongoing problem, and he is specifically suffering from medical negligence right now.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But like I say, the call in. The lines are open for the supporters to call in and give some encouraging words for our brother Robert Sylvester Kelly. And let them know that you stand with them and that you're praying for them. And we praying to see a speedy recovery and back to health 100% and soon to see him free. If God's will be done, he'll be free soon. and therefore he'll be able to get the medical attention and everything that he need. Um, you know, and pray that God continue to bless Bonjean and her law firm, and doing the great work that they're doing. You know, we got to pray that God protect her too, because she's a major piece to this puzzle. Um, and shout out to her for her bravery and courage. You know, her bravery to stand up to this system that they have that so many people bow down to.
Yeah. I want to finish real quick what I was saying, nephew, when I started off. I'm gonna run through it real fast. Basically, God is restricted in some degree of what he can do in this earth realm when he's working through us. Because of our free will and our freedom of choice, God himself is governed by his own law. So when it said from the time Daniel prayed, your prayers was heard and answered in heaven. So why did it take 3 weeks for it to get to him, to get an answer? It's because when the angel that was appointed to hit the earth from heaven, he was held up by Satan himself and his demonic imps was getting into it. So even though this particular angel is a high-ranking angel, when God sent Gabriel to take care of something, that's serious business when Gabriel had to come down here. That's serious business when Gabriel comes. But he was held up. So Christ, being the creator of everything, created all.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Oh, somebody coming in? Okay, I yield back.
Call back in. You hung up.
Yeah, I was waiting like, man, it said to press the button. Yeah. So it's like I pray and it seems like, you know what I mean, it's being held up. Then when you pray along with me, it's much. But as me, you, Sir Miguel, Lil Mac, J Rock, Jeff Taylor, Provoke Thoughts, Dean Bella, now the enemy can't accuse God and say, oh, you can't violate their freedom of choice and free will. It's tied up and then you can do. But you may not be do for that particular person who actually has a need. But because of all the rest of us came in together and prayed on that particular person's behalf, now God has the approval and he's not violating the human's freedom of choice. He can double the efforts now and send more help to you with it, his deliverance and the angels and all of that.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Who we got on the line and speak our opinion?
Hi, Big Brian. My name is Marsha. I am a former Department of Justice employee. I used to work for the United States Marshal Service.
Okay.
I am retired, and I'm here to tell you right now that if you violate witness tampering, it happened to me. I just nearly told a former coworker that our supervisor was busted for fraud, and they put me on the street for 45 days. They suspended me for 45 days. So, or they can fine you, but I got suspended. And
Wow.
I just merely said that they were doing an investigation. And in terms of R.kelly and the Federal Bureau of Prisons, we have guidelines. I still got my SOPs. The doctor and the nurse should be removed. That is premeditated murder. That is negligence and malpractice to the hilt. Anybody with common sense knows that if you have blood clots, you're being treated for blood clots, they give you an antibiotic and they give you medicine, warfarin or whatever, or Plavix to keep you from forming blood clots. They are crazy. To me, it's premeditated murder. I just call it as I see it.
Wow. So,
and I've been in it. I know.
Right. And that's what this phone line and these platforms are supposed to be for, to reach people, because at some point it's somebody out there in this world that has worked in this industry, been a part of this industry, know about this industry, that can better help people like myself and others that listen understand the severity of these violations that these people are committing against R. Kelly, but they're looking at it as if, oh, it's R. Kelly, so it don't matter.
You know what? The BOP officer, she has to be white, and they let her retire. Anybody else, they would have put you on the street, or they would have brought you up on charges, fire you. I know deputies that have gone to jail for whipping, beating on inmates, and they don't play on the federal level. So this hypocrisy of what they're doing now, Big Five, and to the audience is a joke. It's a joke. I know firsthand experience.
Wow. So this is selectiveness.
It's selective outrage.
Wow.
It's selective outrage. It is what it is. And like I said, I have all my SOPs. I worked for them for 4 years, and I know what they're capable of doing.
So you say you just told another person about an investigation, and they suspended you for 45 days.
For 45 days, yes.
Wow.
45 days. And my supervisor went to prison for embezzling over $1 million in contracts. And how she got busted? They busted her husband at the gas station. They got him on film using government credit cards.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. And she did 3 years in prison. And not the marshal nor the chief went to prison, and they all signed off on the contract.
Wow.
My
God.
So basically what's going on with R. Kelly, it seemed to be a collaborative effort between everybody.
The doctors, that's negligence. Anybody that has blood clots, any doctor, first year, my sorority sister who's a doctor will tell you, always, if a person has a blood clot, they'll dissolve it, they'll give them a blood thinner, and they'll have to stay on the blood thinner for an indefinite period of time.
Right, because I never heard of a facility telling the hospital. How can you tell the hospital what to do? If you
don't tell no doctor. You don't tell no doctor. That's against ethics. That's against the Hippocratic Oath. Do no harm.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. So it's because it was rumored that the MCC told the facility that he was being treated at that he needed to return back to the MCC, but he hadn't been treated.
And the thing is, you don't keep a cast on nobody's leg for 2 months. Wow. You don't.
Yeah,
and I'm a little bit older than you, Vi, but I was in the military. I was in the Army. I broke my legs 4 times. 4 times. And I've been in a cast 4 times. From the knee on down on both legs. So I know you don't keep nobody in no cast for no 2 months.
And say if he wouldn't have took the cast off, he probably still have it on.
No, he probably would be dead.
Wow.
And he had blood clots up to his waist. That's something that you do not play with. It's just negligence. There's no ifs, and buts about it. And any nurse or doctor that go along with that foolishness, they are just as complicit.
Right, because the doctor could have refused to send him back, regardless of what the jail said.
Exactly. The doctor has the final say so. So
Right.
who's pulling the strings? Who is pulling the strings? Who wants to do this man harm?
Wow.
But I'm here to check the BOP. If you are a Department of Justice, because the BOP falls under the Department of Justice, it's the U.S. Marshal Service, it's the FBI, it's ATF,
Homeland Security.
and DEA. No, not Homeland Security.
Oh,
DEA. And DEA, not ICE. ICE falls under Homeland Security,
okay.
and Secret Service for Homeland Security. And let me see, it's FBI, Secret Service, DEA, Department of Justice, and ATF. They all fall under the Department of Justice.
Okay.
And the prison warden should go. All of them should be relieved of their duty. If they were black, this employee, she would have been fired if she would have worked for the Marshal Service. She would have been fired.
Even if R.kelly was one of these country pop music singers that they also love, if he wasn't who he was and he was a Caucasian mega superstar, it wouldn't be all this secretive shit that they got going on, But since it's R.kelly,
we need to get a copy. We need to find out in the New York trial, who were those jurors that were sequestered. I have never heard of a case where the jurors did not speak after the case was over with.
Still haven't
never. If the judge had those jurors' names sealed, and we need to go as bloggers and supporters, we need to find out who. I believe they work for the Department of Justice. I believe it was some real shady crap that went on.
I agree. I
agree. None of them, because I know what they're capable of doing.
Man, that's good. It's good that you have, a background, in that field and an understanding of how it operates. So it's very important. I'm gonna have to take some information down from you, because I would love to be able to have you come on, and when we doing a live breakdown, come on the panel and break this information down and how it operates from the top to the bottom.
I have the email address. I can send you the SOPs and things of that nature, code of conduct. I can get my friend David Grogan, who retired as a U.S. Marshal, and he can tell you about the racism and how they treat black deputies.
Wow.
This has been all of us. Right. And I just believe it's politically motivated. This man is innocent. I never, ever watched the documentary series. I never believed it. It just didn't make no sense at all. It just didn't make no sense at all.
And we need all the phone. When you say
we need all the phone texts, Michael Avenatti and Kim Fox.
Wow.
I mean, what kind of testimony did he give for him to get such a low prison term? I mean, like, are y'all for real?
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all for real? But this is bigger than R.kelly, and our community needs to pay attention. Black men getting released every day from prison and spending 40 years in prison for a crime that they never committed. Right. It's much bigger than R.kelly.
We talk about that all the time. I mean, people that's been on my platform, they know I talk about that all the time. Look at the percentage of black men being released from prison who was falsely incarcerated. And then, even when I talk about stories of one black man in Louisiana who was falsely incarcerated served 44 years, and these white girls gonna say in the courtroom after he was exonerated, at least we got 44 years out of the deal. They
See,
said
that'll
this
make
on
you want to
news.
do that. Doesn't make you want to do a straight beat down or pull up on somebody. But it's just,
Yeah.
it's just really, really, it's really crazy. And like I said, I worked for the Marshal Service. I worked in the courthouse. I would see how the prosecutors would come in and throw the book at, defendants, and they would be so scared and overwhelmed, they would take a plea deal. And that's how they get such a large percentage. They intimidate them with these long prison terms.
Yeah, I said that.
They get intimidated, they're overwhelmed, and they are ignorant of the law. So they'll take a plea deal. And that's why they have such a good conviction rate.
Right. We talk about that. So, but make sure you email me and we could be in communication, because I most definitely would like for you to come on the panel one day. Maybe when we do the lock in on the 28th of April, and just help people understand the details of that everything that as far as the operations of a BOP officer, and the standards that they supposed to uphold and different things like that. But
you can't even write a hot check. They'll call you in. You got to be clean as a whistle. No domestic violence. No beating on your wife. That's automatic job dismissal.
And the fact, and excuse me, ma'am, and the fact that it wasn't even in this jurisdiction that Mr. Kelly was being held. It was in a whole nother state.
Right.
That they accessed this information.
Yeah.
In Wisconsin, you would think, with it being with the access breaching of his records being accessed from Wisconsin, and he's been held in the MCC, like it's even more crazy, because now you gotta somebody is communicating, with someone, to it's
palms have been greased. Money has changed hands. Who's behind this? Who wants this man to fall? Who wants to do this man so much harm? Who? The question is who?
Yeah, that's the best answer I've heard yet. I mean, best questions I've heard thus far. Yeah, that's the question there. That's the $1 million question.
So we're gonna get another caller to call in, but
sure.
I appreciate you calling in. I like the information that you have and that you gave, and most definitely be sure to follow up with me in my email so we can correspond and get that information. And like I said, I would love for you to come and help educate all of us and help us better understand it. So with you being able to break it down more for us to understand it, give us a better way of coming up with a game plan to combat what has happened. Because what we've been doing all we know what to do, but maybe it's something else that we could do different, to try to bring awareness to what happened.
I'm gonna say this. There's the BOP officers, the correctional officers, there's the deputy marshals, ATF, and there's the civilian workers. You are held to a different standard. Once you are authorized those credentials, because when you work for DEA and the Marshal Service and these different federal agencies under the Department of Justice, you have a top secret clearance on a lot of these jobs. A lot of these jobs are classified. They don't talk about them.
Right, they're just like them snitches. They classified.
You got to be clean as a whistle. You got to be on and off the job. You got to be clean as a whistle. Now they do have some dirty road cops, just like everybody else, but they hold them to a different standard. But we'll talk more on the 28th, and I'll have all the paperwork everything I can possibly get my hands on
And your
and
friend
give to
too.
you.
And get your friend, the one that worked for the marshal. We gonna be in communication, getting everything set up because, like I say, this platform is not this. It may say Big Vi, but this platform is for the people, you know, and this is what God is using to help spread and bring awareness and educate ourselves with the information that we all bringing and pulling in together. We all pouring into this vessel, and it's for the benefit of all of us.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to hold you up, but thank you for listening to me. And let the next caller call in, but I will be in contact with you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Come on, you be safe.
No, thank you.
Just think about that.
Wow. That's
She got
solidified.
suspended for 45 days just for talking about something that happened.
Yeah. That solidifies what we've been saying. So that's that second wind that we needed. We keep pushing, keep matching. Yeah, that blew my mind. Seriously is, man.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
Welcome to Big Vi Opinion. Who we got on the phone line?
Andra.
Oh, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. What's going on?
Nothing much. I'm not sure if anybody is looking or has seen the news, but you do know that they did indict the president. But nothing has actually happened.
They indicted who?
Right now,
Trump.
Yeah, they got the wrong one.
They indicted him today. But what I wanted everybody to know is right now, as we speak, they are bringing up the issue of you got two convicted felons who will say or do anything to get less time, which is what Michael Avenatti did. So what I did as they were speaking, I was sending information directly over to Fox and also to my people that's in my area, telling them that we need some support as well, because the same thing that they're doing to him, they've done already to Mr. Kelly. And we know the games of how these people play and I've gotten attacked on my Facebook page. I mean, I don't care. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, right is right, wrong is wrong. And so the country is in trouble. That's what I really wanted to tell everybody. The country is in trouble. The United States of America, and once the guy that's actually over the justice system is saying, well, I don't think that we need to bash the justice system because that's gonna no, we need to bash the justice system because y'all are absolutely 1,000+% wrong for the things that y'all have done and doing, and how y'all are mishandling these convictions, and how you're allowing our men to be held in prison, and you wait 30, 40 years, and then you come back and say, oh, I'm sorry, we got the wrong one. No, we're not going to sleep on this. We're not going to lie down sleeping on this. So right now is the time for everybody. It's praying time. It's always praying time. But we got to make sure we start hitting our local senators, congressmen. We need to hit our own people. And if they're not doing anything, if you're Democratic Party and your Democratic Party is not doing anything, go to your Republican Party. Go to a party that's going to assist you and get you the assistance that you need. Right now is where we need to start putting these things before their eyes, letting them know we're tired and we're sick and tired and sick and tired. Just as y'all saw what happened on January the 6th, we're tired too. Y'all been doing this for a long time, and we're tired of it. Because what's happening with Robert right now is uncalled for. We're not going to accept this anymore. Why have a prison system, which is supposed to be a rehabilitation place where you go to be rehabilitated, when you are mistreating our people and you're mistreating him for what reason? What grounds do you have to mistreat our Robert? Period. You have no grounds to do what you're doing. So for those that is sitting in front of the television, you can type and go to Fox 26, whatever Fox, whatever channel y'all have there in your local places. Go to Fox. Send these people messages. Send Robert information. Those letters that we have and we're posting on these channels. Send those letters. Let these people know the same fight that where we are. Some of us, I can't speak for everybody, but there are some of us can see the injustice of what they're doing to this man. Because if you take this president down, then you are actually setting this, what people don't see. This is the big setup for the rest of us. This is easy, and they just literally said this on Fox. This is going to be so easy to indict, and when you indict the president, that means we might as well go on and turn ourselves in.
That's crazy.
Because of what they indicted him on, that's a misdemeanor. The same thing that Robert was found guilty on, y'all.
But how can you indict what they indicted him on?
A porn star?
I mean, but how you going to indict somebody after you done reached a remedy of a settlement?
A porn star again. Same thing they indicted Robert on, baby.
Man.
She said out of her mouth, she said, "Oh, I feel bigger than what I really am."
And she should have been indicted. They should have been indicted. They should have been locking up Avenatti because, but the thing, what?
Yeah, Michael Avenatti said. But what I'm saying is that what Fox is saying, Michael Avenatti got a slap on the wrist just to give them Donald Trump, and along with Michael Cohen, these people are lying.
Well, Avenatti took a check, a settlement payoff for her from Trump, and he spent the money on what he wanted to spend it on. So if you'd have took a settlement, you'd have got reached a settlement with Trump. How could you come back and charge a man for something else? But hey, it ain't. I guess it ain't. I mean, I guess they feel the way that they feel. But this world, this country, I mean,
I'm telling you. But like this man, this Caucasian man that I'm listening to just said, if y'all do what I think y'all saying y'all gonna do, y'all want this man to come from Florida, turn himself in where he can get a mugshot, the president, the former president. No man is above the law, and I understand that. But for what you're charging him for, you're telling that porn star it's okay to do what you do. Telling Michael Avenatti, Michael Cohen, it's okay to lie. You break the law to get a conviction. Same thing they did to Robert.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna have to go find the Simpsons and see what his part is on the Simpsons. They predict everything else. I need to find the Simpsons and see what they got to say about all of this shit right here that's going on because
that white man just said, if y'all do what I think y'all about to do, then we as just citizens of the United States, where do we stand? Because what you're looking at is a divided country.
It's crazy. It's not a good thing, but you know, these things was gonna come forward, and it was gonna be present, and you know, it's something that we're gonna have to deal with. Not to say that we want to deal with it, but no stone will go unturned. And this is the truth. What's gonna happen? I mean,
but I'm telling you, what if this happened the way they envision it happening? Biden might as well go get his suit ready or whatever the color suit they wear. If they, you know, but what I want people to understand, these people don't go to the same jails we go to. They go wherever they go. They come home untouched. We sit. They put us wherever they put us, and we sit with a goddamn casket on our leg forever, waiting on somebody to say, come on so I can take it off. And then they choose to decide when they want to take it off, if they just choose to decide.
Right.
But this does not happen to their people.
That ain't right, though. Bro.
So what we have to do, we have to put it in their face for them to see how important ours is to us and yours is to you.
No, they might be.
You have to treat Robert's case as though that is your own flesh and blood.
But you know what, Nisimo? But these people, like the way that they going about it, they might be opening the door for something that they ain't gonna even be able to deal with.
And that's what this man just said. He said he just said it. He said, y'all got Russia sitting over here waiting.
China, everybody surrounding the U.S.
Everybody waiting on us.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
If we ever needed the Lord before, we need him now.
Man.
And Robert, if you hear this live, though the storms keep on raging in your life, and it feels like you just can't go through it. But remember, the word of God has an anchor. It's the anchor of the word of God that's going to keep you steadfast, unmovable against the tides of time. Because these days, God promised us that we're going to go through these times. But remember, we have Jesus to go through it with us. He sent us a comforter. He left us a comforter. And the comforter is the Holy Spirit. You got to reach way down and speak into your own self.
Come on, Lisa.
And tell yourself that I'm going to live and not die.
Come on, Lisa.
Because the devil in hell is a lie.
You speaking.
Preach the blood of Jesus over your own soul. And stop asking these people out here for prayer. Baby, Mama Joanne taught you how to pray. And she didn't teach you nothing else. She taught you how to pray. You better call on the name of Jesus like you've never called on him before. And watch God work.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know these people out here. You got some wicked, evil, demonic people out here. But the word of God is your anchor. And it's going to keep you steadfast, unmovable against the tides of time. Remember, God's word is true and it will not come back void. If you don't know any word in the Bible, remember the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not won't. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures.
Okay.
He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake.
Come on, Nisa.
Yeah, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I'll fear no evil. Because I know God is with me.
Oh, yeah.
Thy rod and thy staff, you comfort me. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of my enemies. Lord God, you anoint my head with oil so that my cup can run it over. Surely, Lord God, and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever and ever. Because this world is not my home. It's not your home, Robert. We're just pilgrims passing through.
Oh, yeah.
We're just travelers on our way to our destination. And our destination is with Jesus, the one who hung, bled, and died for the remissions of all of our sins. And because he got a prepared place for me, that means I got to get prepared down here. It's only temporary, baby. Hold on.
Hold on.
Hold on, baby. Help is on the way.
Amen.
Jesus promised. He promised never to leave us.
No.
Never to forsake us.
Okay.
He promised. He'd always be with us until the end of the age. Lord God, I thank you right now for what you're doing. Allow this man to get up, stand up, and stand on your word. And sing till the power of the Holy Ghost come down. Sing until the shackles come out. Sing until those doors open. And Lord God, the angels in heaven cannot sing the song that you got for him to sing. I thank you. Lord God, I thank you. It is well. It's well, Robert. It's all right. They can laugh at you. They can even try to scorn you. But one thing for sure, they cannot destroy you. Because you belong to God.
Amen.
And God lives inside of you.
Woo! Need some more. That's it.
Baby, I'm gone.
That's it. That's it. That's it.
I'm going to talk to you after later.
Okay, Nisimo. Thank you so much.
Yes, baby.
That was powerful.
Yes,
Powerful. You didn't feel the power in that. Oh, Jesus. This is a spiritual battle.
Yes, sir.
We are in a spiritual warfare.
The moment we wake up and get serious about that concept and understand that, is the moment we're going to see things change. You got to look at it like it's our very own, like it's a member of your own family. Because it is. It's part of the human family.
I think I'm gonna leave it right there for the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think I'm gonna leave it right there for the day.
That iron is really hot. You ain't got to do nothing else to it. It's nice and hot.
Nice and hot. So we're gonna be closing the phone line, y'all. We're gonna ask that everybody continue to pray for strength. Continue to pray for love, mercy, health. God, watches over us as well as Robert. Anybody else that's in his situation. Oh, hold on.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
Caller, who we got?
This is Gerald English over here out of Colorado Springs. What's up, big brother?
What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I just want to say, hey, I shout out to you and all the brothers on the panels for keeping Robert lifted up. And I shout out to all the supporters who bring positive to our brother, man. We just got to band together no matter what this look like, and keep on praying because the enemy is out there and he's just trying to devour this man.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just at the point to where, I get angry, but I have to humble myself because we all know that, Satan goes after God's strongest ones, goes after his leaders, people with voices.
Right.
And it's just wrong, man. But, man, I can't say how much I appreciate how much love you're showing this man.
Oh, yeah.
How you speak up for brothers, man.
Because I know it ain't
like
it
the
ain't
brothers who don't.
It's bigger than this is bigger than life itself.
Yeah.
Because this case, this situation is gonna shape the way the world moves forward. Everything that has happened is in the past already. But if we want the past, the only way we can prevent the past from repeating itself is to make a change in the present.
That's right, man.
And that's what it's about.
Making a change. And one thing I just really hate that I call it the Cain and Abel spirit, jealousy. All this started behind a damn lie.
Yeah.
A lie, a low down, dirty lie
of a woman.
Playing with people's lives, man. You got this man in this situation.
You still there, Gerald?
Ow. Yes, I'm there.
Okay. I couldn't hear you for a minute.
I said, I remember when Kelly first came out. One day I was talking to my daughter, and she said something off the wall like, "He's guilty, Dad. He's guilty." I said, "Baby, while you over here talking, you was made on get up on the room. We weren't on the 55th floor. We was on the first floor. Get up on the room. That's where you came from." I said, let's do something. You got 4 brothers, myself, and you got uncles. It could be any one of us accused behind a lie. How would you feel if that was me?
Mm-hmm.
If you start thinking about things in a different point of view. And that YouTube blogger who's filled with Indian hate, she knows she dead ass wrong. She lied on that man. She said somebody violated her. That's why she feels this way. That's a lie right there. Just look at her. Who in the hell is going to violate her?
All right now, Jared.
Who's going to do that? And I just take the thought that one thing that eats me up is R.Kelly's brother went on an interview with her after all the nasty comments she made. I'm not inciting violence, but let me tell you something. If that was my brother, now I got 4 brothers, he's in that situation, I would represent them all to the fullest. And somebody please tell Tim Savage to sit his raggedy ass down somewhere. Please sit his pervert ass down somewhere.
Mr. Hollywood.
Challenging R.Kelly, talking about his daughter. He needs to be asking his wife what was she doing in the room for 2 hours. R.Kelly killed him. Yeah, he told him, don't bring your girl around me. He said I'm a flirt. So while she calling out Kelly, his name is Timothy. Timothy, go sit your ass down somewhere and shut up. Yeah, they playing with this man's life. This man got a blood clot in his leg. Do you know how serious that is?
It's very serious. But for people, but my thing is for the people that's speaking, you know, we understand the severity of it, but we don't have to speak that. You know what you get where I'm coming from? You know, we need to, you know, speak that they get this man the right medical attention that he needs. You know, for people coming out speaking death over this man, you know, I don't like that energy, you know. So we understand the severity of these blood clots, but do we have to speak that negative as far as death, you know, when it comes to this man's life, you know, and that's the issue that's one of the, I ain't gonna say it's an issue, that's one of the things that concern me when I'm listening to people report about it. You know, we need to be praying. We need to be writing letters, reaching out to the MCC. I mean, because I'm not sure if you might be familiar with Prima Donna. The other night we did a live on Prima Donna, and she had the guy Ronnie Bo, who was locked up with R. Kelly, and I asked the guy, did you ever see the warden while y'all were locked up inside the prison? He said, no, we never seen the warden of the prison. So who's supposed to be responsible that the inmates are getting the right treatment? The warden of the prison. So it's a lot to unpack, you know, and we're gonna continue to come out every day and speak and bring awareness and talk about this situation. But we're gonna talk about it in a positive light, you know, and we're gonna keep speaking positivity into it. You made a critical point when you said the lies of a woman has brought this man down. You know, when I go back and I look at the other day, I came across the story of Rosewood, Florida. I seen that movie called He Lost Signal, but I seen the movie Rosewood, Florida, Rosewood, and I knew I remember them telling me that Rosewood was based on a true story, and to see that movie and to think back in the history of our existence as black people, as they want to call us, a lot of our greats and a lot of our black people that were successful and thriving, you know, it was by the lie of a woman that caused all of the killing and destruction. You understand that? Oh,
Yeah, going back into the garden.
when we talk about Rosewood, we talk about Tulsa, Oklahoma, we talk about Emmett Till, we talk about so many situations where a woman lied on a black man and it caused so much.
Well, let me be clear. It's a Jezebel spirit. And Jezebel spirit is more than having foundation on and this and all that. Jezebel spirit is representative of witchcraft. Witchcraft is about controlling, manipulation, you know what I mean? Deceptiveness, cunning. Those are all traits of Satan himself. That's his character. That's his character. Every time he opened up his mouth to speak to me, he lied. There's no truth in him. He went beyond the point of no return. He went beyond the point of no return. He was the son of the morning. You know, he was governed a certain space and control. He had been leaders, he was in a good position. Beautiful angel. But when he rebelled against God's government, he became Satan, the devil, the accuser of the human race. he could no longer belong in heaven. So
Hold on.
did we lose the caller? You still there, nephew?
All right, I'm back. There was the plantation call.
Oh yeah. Already, you already know. You know I know. Yeah. Mm, yeah. So we just gotta understand that, when we look in this world, you might not be able to see it, nephew, with your naked eye, but you can see the evidence of the evilness in individuals that they seem like they possess. You know what I mean? The evil don't have total control, but if it had total control, can you imagine how these things would be? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? So God is still ultimately in control, but we still have a free will and a freedom of choice that He Himself won't overstep. So when you decide that you want to walk in integrity and walk in goodness, and you praying for the help of someone, you got to realize the enemy don't like that, so He gonna fight against that. So more people got to pray on behalf of whoever it is, so God can double the resources. He can reinforce His efforts. You know what I mean? One can do a lot. One can, send a thousand demons to the side. But if you get a couple more people, man, 4 corners of the globe praying on behalf of just one particular person or whatever the situation is, look how much now permission God has to double and triple, quadruple His efforts. That's why that consistency in prayer is important. You know, you got to continue to keep doing it. You know what I mean? You got to continue to keep doing it. You know,
Most definitely, man.
because you got to look at it like this, like you just said. What if it was one of you? Like I always say, we don't we say this, but when it come knocking on our door, then we want that same type of attention. But we didn't consider that when you was laughing or ignoring. And you ain't got to do it alone. You know what I mean? You ain't got to do it alone. You could join forces. But people start to see, man, that this is serious and this is just not right. And more people starting to wake up and speak up, man. So we need to keep putting the message out there before the people.
That's the goal. That's the
When that
goal.
when that lady called in that retired from that particular department, when she called in and shared the information in her heart, I was I was blown away. Which further solidifies what we've been saying on the platform, nephew, that to this magnitude, whoo, man, wow. For one human being, man, this is crazy, man. This is crazy.
Yeah. But this is what the platform do. It opens, it's open up, and it's a bridge for to create relationships.
Yeah, yes it is. Yes it is.
People are coming, like these people organically come, and then they look at the connections that's being made. You
Yeah.
know, um, it all is all happening in God's divine time,
Right. Right.
and we gonna continue to hold it down. We gonna continue to uh keep our pace and doing what we do. We not out here trying to be the main person or the main blogger or any of that stuff like that. We just out here trying to put out good, positive, useful information. Um, I be trying to come on live when I be trying to get on live when no one live, but it seems like every time I start my live when no one live, then people start live at the same time. I don't know the purpose of that, but it is what it is. We gonna
Yeah.
continue to do what we've been doing over here, and
You just gotta focus on your purpose and just keep it
that's
going.
it.
You're not
That's it.
gonna
That's all.
can't please that, but you don't even think about trying to please nobody because you still gonna let somebody down. You know what I
Right.
mean? So you gotta stay true to you. That's it. Those are gonna support and that's walking in the same purpose, then they're gonna link to it. And those who not, God bless you too, but different that's it, man. You know?
That's it. But having respect and having respect and trying to have respect for people, will make people, they will walk over you if you continue to let them, or if
Right,
you don't speak on it, if you don't say it, or you know what I'm saying. And it's
yeah,
just this point, it's just that I understand where we are headed to, where we're
right,
headed, and we are doing it organically. We're doing it genuine. We're doing it with respect. We're doing it with integrity, and we're doing it with God, most importantly,
right.
first.
There's a
And
rapper today. I don't know if you familiar with this rapper's name, but he died some years ago. Called the Young MC, and he had a song that said, "Be intelligent when you put people in check, because when you ignorant, you get treated that way." Let that breathe for a minute. So you do check people. You do check them. Said, no, this can't stand. You know what I mean? You check them how you need to, but you got to be strategic. You got to be careful how you check them. You know what I mean? And then after that, you leave it right there. You keep it moving. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Sometimes we may have to take other measures, legal measures, or whatever we need to do to let people know, yeah, this stop ceases and cease and desist with that. Put a gag order on them by the court, whatever needs to be done. You know what I mean?
right.
And you got some people who, and I'll just phrase it like this: they from the street, and I just let that take it wherever you want to take it. But you know what I mean. But that has consequences as well. So it's always to deal with a certain situation. And I just know, and when you in war, it's gonna be casualties of war. When you're in this spiritual fight, man, the enemy ain't trying to let go like that, man. The enemy ain't trying to let go, so he's trying to get all those. So he got up under his influence to use them as puppets to do the distraction and the negative. It's part of this earth, man. It's part of this life, bro. But we're not finna be dwelling on all of that and forget about that God is still more powerful and He's demonstrating it. You know what I mean? I'm just, we just can't be duped. The enemy keep using the same playbook, man. He uses the same old playbook. He don't change up. He just use the same playbook, just like it happened in the garden. The only thing that they had to stand on in that garden, man, was believing that what God said was true, and He had their best interest at heart. The enemy came in there, and because he knew the word, the way he was, and he got kicked out of there, and he was in his feeling some type of way. He brought up the question that. That's the first sign of no, 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 no. She should have never. First, he told her, "Don't leave your husband's side." So that that strength and unity.
Mhm.
You get by yourself wondering, window shopping, looking at the beauty of the garden, behold, and before she knew it, she was way away from her husband. You know what I mean? And Adam was tending out like me and dude tended. But nothing replaces neglect, man. Nothing you can do to replace neglect, but put the attention that it requires there. So what the enemy caught her by herself? Oh, got her. Got her. Some slick stuff. Now he gonna take the word and twist it. See, the enemy will always tell the truth to prove a lie, but he'll never tell a lie to prove the truth. Get off me, nephew. And I'll say it again. The enemy will always tell the truth to prove the lie that he's trying to trick you with, but he'll never tell a lie to prove the truth.
Right.
But there's truth in them. There's no truth in them. When they hit the point of no return, when they got a rebellious spirit, and that's it. You can't reason with no fool who's gone. Can't reason with him. It's like a snake. You got to cut his head off and cut the tail. And then smash that head once you cut it off, because it's still can bite you. You know what I mean? Real talk, man. Got to focus on the main thing, man. We got to let the main thing always be the main thing. Why you come into this particular fight in this case? Get back in alignment with that and let the main thing always stay the main thing. Check that other stuff and keep it moving, man. Don't give no attention to it. Don't give it no life. With negativity, do not give it life. Kill it. Like that song said, you got to cut it.
You got to cut it.
Yeah. Don't let it live. All that negative mess, cut it. Keep it moving. Keep the main thing the main thing. Stay focused. Stay focused. All that help is needed for not only Mr. Kelly, but all those who have been treated unjustly.
J Rock crept on in here on the way out.
J Rock, what up, J Rock? That just gave me chills, boy.
I felt that was pretty appropriate to play right about now.
Bless you, J Rock, for that. Ooh, that just gave me chills. The coldest album they ever laid down.
What's going on?
Blessing to you, J Rock.
News, what's happening with you and everybody in the chat?
Trying to weather the storm, my brother. We just trying to weather this storm, man.
I just want to come in because when you went live, I was in the barbershop and I was just getting in the chair when you went live, and then shortly after I went on here and got something to eat and everything. But I was up but I've been listening. I'm listening to the lady that called in and said she had worked for the DOJ.
Yes, sir.
She said with the powerful stuff that she mentioned, and I totally agree with her. Even though it's not premeditated murder because he didn't die, thank God, but that could definitely go under attempted murder for what she describing. That's for sure. And Nisi Mo, if you listening, woman, you almost brought tears to my eyes with what you said and how you spoke. You literally, I had a tear down my eye. I ain't even lie to you.
Oh yeah, she brung it. She brung it from the belly, more different.
She sure did.
Gotta step away, nephew. Got to step away.
Okay.
She did that. She did that, and but I want to give, much love and respect to everyone that's been in this fight for a long time and that's still in it. Some of the people who thought he was guilty at first, then converted over, and to some of the people who are open-minded that thought he may have done something, but now starting to see the BS that's been going on with him now. When I was in the barbershop earlier, they had played a couple of R.kelly songs. One of them, the last one they played was "Wake Up Everybody" from the Buffet album. And the barber that was cutting my hair was like, "Free R.kelly," and all them judges and everybody, they need to be in jail. I didn't have to say nothing. I just smiled.
Right.
I just straight up smiled because that means the truth is getting out. And people was
Oh
asking,
yeah.
and people was asking me, and people saying like, well, R. Kelly, what? Isn't he in the hospital? I said, yeah, he in the hospital for he was in the hospital for blood clots. And those blood clots was neglected. That's why his condition had gotten worse, even though it's, from what I heard, it has been stabilized, but it's still kind of, it's cool at this point. But also too, you got to keep in mind blood clots, because you know blood clots are very, very serious, and you know, especially remember, keep in mind, Chris Bosh, who played for the Miami Heat when he was drafted by Toronto Raptors, but then he won 2 championships with the Miami Heat. His career ended because of blood clots. He was in the hospital. He kept failing the team physical because of blood clots. And then when he was in the hospital, there was a 24-hour time frame. That's a 24-hour stretch that they didn't know whether he was going to live or die.
Mm-hmm.
It was that serious. So blood clots ain't no joke. And I don't know who that lady name was, but I totally agree with her when she said, when I would not even look past possibility of attempted murder. At minimum, we already know it's got to be another charge beyond just neglect. That's like felony neglect or something? Is it anything such as a felony neglect?
Mm-hmm. Man, that's negligent. That's against your goddamn, you know, to refuse medical care, man. But for the prison to go and say he need to be released, like damn, that mind me like I'm watching a slavery movie or something.
Yep. And my God, and shoot, but I'll tell you what, when I called Dana's live earlier, I think it was Nisi Mo that was on there. What she said that Larry said about Farrakhan, holy shit.
Larry put his mouth on Farrakhan.
Ooh, dick, man. Nisi, if you in the chat right now, confirm what I just said, because I kind of don't want to say it because I'd rather you listen to Dana's live because the way she put it down, because boy, all I know is that if what she's saying is true, and I don't really have no reason to not believe what she says, he done walked in the hornet's nest. He done walked in the hornet's nest. He got himself in a whole lot of trouble. Yep. The niece right there said, yes, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll go ahead. I'll say it like this in regards to it. Let's just say that according to Nisi, one night that I think he might have been Larry might have been a little tipsy or something. He said some stuff and said that R. Kelly might have got some of his tendencies from Minister Farrakhan, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay. He wants some attention that he ain't gonna get though. Only attention he gonna get is the motherfucking handcuff.
Nisi said, "Oh my God," he said it. So I really don't have no reason why not to believe her, because she said I don't have no reason to lie. But you know, even with some of the stuff that Dana played back, and I'm gonna say something right now, and it might be deemed as somewhat controversial, but at this point, what Jordan did to this man, I clearly don't give a fuck. And here's why. For everybody who keeps riding on this, Aaliyah was a victim of R. Kelly narrative and saying that we speaking for Aaliyah, we want justice for Aaliyah. A lot of those same people are happy that Aaliyah is dead. Let's just put it out there. And the reason why I say that is because if Aaliyah was alive, she would debunk all the narratives that you would have been putting out. Y'all needed Aaliyah to be dead, so that way she couldn't say nothing against y'all.
I mean, I'm still tripping on this interview. I mean, the Gayle King interview where she asked R.kelly, have you ever slept with any girls under 17? He said no. And she said, I find that hard to believe.
And I'm gonna tell you something else. Y'all said it earlier, and I agree with y'all. And I think we need to go ahead and treat it as such. We will no longer call that an interview. We're gonna call that an interrogation.
Yeah.
And we gonna call it the Gayle King. I can't believe I said that woman name out my mouth. I said I wasn't gonna do it, but we're gonna call that the interrogation. That's what we're gonna call it. Because the way she came down, she went in this man's home with an accusatory tone, chastised him like he was a child, and made him feel less than a man in his own damn home.
What up, little Matt? Yeah, man, it's sad, bro. But you know, we're gonna
That's another
focus.
good word that EJ just said. Ambush. That's another good word.
Mm-hmm. Don't try to
Lil Max said send him the link.
Okay, let me see what time it is. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got about 15 more minutes. Tell them I'm finna send it to you, little Matt. They got I started my fellas only podcast over on Facebook, man. So I'm running it now on Facebook as well. Let me see.
Right, Niecy, she said that, but if I remember, that's the same thing Oprah did to Dr. Bill Cosby and Snoop. And she tried to be real slick when she tried to come back with that damn Leaving Neverland documentary when she had
Lil Mac, check your Twitter, Lil Mac. Yeah, she wrong for that, man. She did a lot of. I mean, her, Gayle, and Oprah, man. They have, like I say, man. You go back and look at the Rosewood, Florida story. Emmett Till, Tulsa, Oklahoma. All of these stories, man. Of these women. Well, they would use these women to destroy black men and communities.
You know what? Check this out. There are, I said 3 movies, but then you just added one. I guess I could put that out as number 4. 4 movies that are actually literally pivotal to R. Kelly's current ordeal. Number 1, you just said one, which is Rosewood. Because how a lie wound up destroying a whole black town and community. Then you got another movie called The Running Man, in case people don't remember it, with Arnold Schwarzenegger when he worked for the police department. Then he wound up being framed for a mass killing that he did not do, and that was involving a framing, mass media manipulation, accusations of sexual assault, and even dare to say doctored videotapes. That movie came out in 1987. Matter of fact, I think it was free on YouTube. With the ads, you got to cut the ads out, but it's free on YouTube.
I'm back.
Then you
What's going on, Toy? What's going on, Ann?
And then obviously the other 2, Romeo Must Die for Obvious Reasons, and Ricochet. And
yes, sir.
And Big Vi, the funny part about it, Every movie that we just mentioned all started with the letter R. So take that for whatever you want.
You
Yeah.
know, you referring to?
I mean, in case you just want, I was just telling them that there's about 3 movies, now 4 movies that's actually so pivotal with R. Kelly's case. It's not even funny. Like I said, because we know the 2 I've already brought up. Number 1 was Ricochet. Number 2, Romeo Must Die. 5 Betrayal. The other 2, well, Big Vi said one of them was just Rosewood.
Rosewood. I don't think I
The
saw
other one
that.
I just brought up, if you remember a movie called The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Muse, think about this.
Yeah, I remember that.
He Arnold Schwarzenegger worked for he was a helicopter pilot for the LAPD. He was accused of a mass killing, which he did not do.
Right.
And it involved media manipulation, sex accusation.
Wow.
And dare I say, doctor tapes.
Wow.
And I said the ironic part is all 4 of those movies start with the letter R. Take that from it what you will.
Wow. Man. Yeah, that's too many coincidences, man.
Yeah. But, you weren't familiar with Rosewood?
I've heard of Rosewood, but I can't say that I saw it. I'm not gonna say I saw it. I'm not sure, but I know I'm familiar with that. Yeah.
John Singleton directed it.
Okay.
Yeah, white lady she was having an affair with a white man, and the white man, somebody Mike just got down cutting up bad. But the white man beat the woman real bad, beat her up real bad, and left her, and she blamed it on a black man, but the white man, he was a Mason, so he went to the black community. He went to the black community and connected with another Mason and asked the Mason to help him get out of Rosewood. So the black man helped him because he was a Mason. But what happened was, back in that time, they used sniffing dog, the scent. So they followed, they on the trail of the scent that they didn't picked up off the woman, and they followed the scent, and the scent take them to the city, the town of Rosewood, where the black people live. But they thinking it's the black man that done the whole time. The black man was helping the white man that had beat the woman.
Wow.
You know, and they burned the whole town down. Like
I
just
didn't see that.
all on the lie of all off the lie of a woman.
But you know what else, Vi? You got to keep in mind also in that movie Rosewood, the reason why she lied to cover the shame of her own situation.
Yeah.
Which she did not want to address. And that's why she went ahead and lied.
The other 2 women.
Thank you. Thank you, Tania. I want you to understand that I appreciate anything that you all do for this platform. I appreciate it. You know, because y'all don't see me getting on here asking, because guess what? We all in the same struggle. So if you do have it to give, or you do decide you want to give something, I appreciate it. If I missed it, my bad. But I thank you for just the thought. All right, go ahead, J. Rob.
Oh, I was just saying, you know, I was just putting in that little caveat up in there because of the fact of why she actually went on ahead and lied, because she was shamed, because she was ashamed of her own situation, that she was getting beat on by her own husband. I guess her husband was supposed to be kind of respected in that community, and then she didn't want to be shamed. So
he ran the mill. In Rosewood, her husband, he ran the mill that all the black people worked at. He was responsible for starting all the machines up before the people come to work and stuff. So she was having an affair with a guy that would come in on the rail. He worked with the railroad company. He would come in on the train and sleep with her and leave, for the husband get off work. But I don't know what transpired that day that caused him to beat her up. But then she didn't know how to explain it to her husband, so she came outside and yelling and crying and saying that a black man had took advantage of her.
Mm-hmm. Sounded a lot like Javante Cunningham when she was crying on that live that Dano kind of played back.
Yeah, man.
Lil Mac, what up? I'm sick of them.
What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Lil Mac, what up?
Yeah, how y'all doing, man?
all right.
All right, man. How about yourself?
We good, man. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Yes, man. Just hate this news we got by our brother Rob, man. It's just sad, man. Like this is my personal opinion. I think they're going to drastic measures now, man. They know this man facing 30 and a concurrent 20, and they know he got a good lawyer and he ain't giving up, but he ain't, giving up on himself. So they turn to these tactics like this, man. They know this man hurt. And he been having this cast on for a few weeks now, and he telling them he hurt and why they didn't take it off. Then now he got a blood clot. They want this man, out of here, man. And it ain't just these accusers, man. It ain't just it's dealing with this man, publishing, his catalog, Sony, all these people, man. They playing a very dangerous game with this man's life, man. Because they know that what they at this point, we all see it now, bro. Even everybody waking up now, man. We see this BS. Like, for one, you mean to tell me like a guy like Tim Savage, daughter was of age. A grown ass woman can make decisions on her own. He getting on national TV saying that my daughter's held captive, she brain dead, and then she ain't eating, she's starving. Man, you see this girl did an interview with TMZ. She looked with Chanel earrings on and $2,000 Birkin bags and shit. Man, these women are eating fine. See, that's the bullshit narrative that they played on everybody's mind, trying to make everybody think this man he is what he is. I came on his live a few days ago and I did a list of his girlfriends. They were all of age. If you go back to from Drea, man, she was in her 20s, man. Was a choreographer dancer, and she was of age. He had other dancers, living with them, man. He was dating more than one female at the time. They was of age. Yeah, him and Aaliyah, it was never even confirmed that they got married. So, like, they running with these narratives. People say, oh, he married Aaliyah. It wasn't even confirmed that the marriage took place. It even came out, Demetrius Smith said he didn't even know nothing about the marriage.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mac, that's not his name is chapter 7.
What's chapter 7?
That's his name.
That's all chapter 7. And then Javante Cunningham talking about she was on tour and all this shit. Man, Rob wasn't even on tour back then. And if she's so called underage, how was you a background dancer for a grown ass man singing 12 play? You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't even make sense, man. And then I know for a fact she lying because y'all remember R.kelly did a show in Orlando, and that everybody and this came out of New York. And the young lady said that she didn't want to see R.kelly, but they said Leah couldn't even perform at that concert because she was underage. So that let me know that they were never on tour together. So that's a lie right there within itself. Like, man, it's the narrative, bro. Like, we all know what I'm saying, are broken down, and they know that they full of shit and it's getting exposed. So they turn to drastic measures, man. So I encourage everybody, like, right now, man, just to pray for this man. Like, seriously, get on your knees every night and pray for this man. He needs it. Any type of support. Prayer is better than any. Prayer is better than any rally. Prayer is better than any blogging on live talking. I'm talking about serious, like, real talk, man. Pray for this man. They trying to take this man out. You know this man got a damn block clot in his thigh, and yeah, he's in the hospital, and y'all send him back to the jail. Y'all, that's wrong, man. That ain't
Yeah.
right. And I encourage people, you know what I'm saying, that's in Chicago, man, I want to say protest, I say call or reach out to somebody that's in the MCC and, you know what I'm saying, see can he get medical treatment, man. Make it an issue. We got to make that an
I
issue.
mean, somebody need to
Like,
get in touch.
yeah,
Somebody need to
man.
get in touch with his. Somebody need to be trying to make a way to speak with his kids because his kids are the most important people to his life right now.
Yep.
They can speak. They can go to the MCC. They can go to ask to speak to the ward. They can demand shit that regular people can't because they are direct related.
Right. So
You
I
know,
encourage anybody, man, that's out there that know a person can get somebody to get on them, man. Make sure that he can get proper medical care because he needs it, man. It's not right for that man to go to be discharged and on not on the doctor. The doctor didn't say he should be discharged. He didn't discharge himself. The damn MCC told him this. That's not right, man. I think they was paid to do that shit, man. They know Jennifer finna goddamn knock this case
man,
out, and
April
this BOP
April
officer,
8th
all this shit
coming
getting
up.
exposed. Oh my bad, if I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? The big month is coming up. So this is the man, this is human human cooperation versus God will that's about to be imposed upon this whole case of R.kelly. The closer it gets to that appeal date, April the 8th, watch and just pay attention to how much distraction, destruction, whatever you want to call it.
Yes, sir.
Watch and see how much turmoil come out. Because when April the 8th start and that briefing and that
Yep.
appeal for this man's freedom is when the real battle is finna start. Because God is
Yep.
finna start his will. He finna start imposing his purpose for Rob. And his purpose is being driven through Jennifer Bunjean to stand up against
Exactly.
these people. It's the man. These people understand. They know the same shit we see. They know because they created it.
Right, bro. And
But they
anybody sitting there
expected the
talking,
people to lay down. They expected R. Kelly to just give up. They
Right.
expected to lay down. They expected him to not have hope. They expected him to say, but like Bill Cosby say, them people came to Bill Cosby. Make this shit make sense. Y'all come to Bill Cosby and ask this man, say, hey, you come to Bill Cosby and ask this man, take a plea deal. You can go. We'll let you. You take a plea deal, which means he would have had to register for a sex offender, and he can go home. Bill Cosby say, I would rather sit here until my sentence is up before I take a plea deal. 2 days later, the man out of fucking jail.
that's what happened to R. Kelly, man, back in 2008, man. Y'all need to go read his book. That man was facing 15, and then they offered him a plea deal of 8 months, and he rejected that shit, and he went to court, and a few weeks later he was found out guilty. Right, man. They don't have let's be real, man. Both of those cases was bullshit. The Chicago case, you know what I'm saying? They made a legal loophole to get him with double jeopardy. But
Right.
if you look at it, be spread up, man. He was already charged with this young lady. He was acquitted in 2008. And he was acquitted of the destruction charge. So why the fuck are y'all holding him in jail?
Yeah.
Y'all claim y'all found the tape. Okay, y'all found the tape, but what was that tape? You know what I'm saying? 20 years ago. Why y'all didn't bring that tape up back in 2008? Because it ain't no authentic tape, and that's why they didn't let Jennifer authentify that tape. And then you got this shit in New York when you had to coerce a Jane Doe, you know what I'm saying, to turn on him. And then if you go in those New York transcripts
She
and
was
look at
like,
every one of those females' testimony, you can tell in some type of way they were lying or they were making shit up. Even Jane Doe number 5 was saying, "Hey, I didn't say that. The government said that. The government
right,
told me to say that."
right.
And then
And guess
like,
what? And guess what? I'm gonna say this. Look, because I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to get off because I told y'all I started my other podcast on Facebook, but this year make 30. This year is the 30th year of R. Kelly being in the industry, and this is the time for him to be getting his
Right.
master recording back.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
J Rock told people, go and watch the what is called the Middleman podcast, and it tells you about the masters being reversed back to the artist. It's important that we understand and we keep up with these timelines. So why now in the 30th year? Now y'all denying this man medical treatment that's critical to his life right now.
Right, especially when you go back, and for people who kind of may not have known this, but R. Kelly's Chocolate Factory album celebrated its 20th anniversary last month, February 18th, 2003 is when Chocolate Factory dropped. 20 years later, which is now 2023, 20th anniversary of the Chocolate Factory album hit. And 5 days after that anniversary, he was sentenced in Chicago.
Yeah, man. Man, that ain't no coincidence now, man.
They tell me what, especially what Niecy said in court, because Niecy said that there was a lot more white folks up in there than usual.
Representative. I believe that too.
Just look at all the people that that was signed to Sony, bro. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, all these artists were signed to Sony. Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, where they at? They gone. Man, people better wake up and start, man, realizing, man, that this ain't even about the female situation. They trying to take this brother out, man.
Yeah.
They want this brother gone because he can't recruit what he's owed, where he's rightfully owing him. I encourage, man, if his brother Bruce and Carrie and the rest is listening, man, y'all get down to the MCC and tell them get y'all brother up out of that situation, get that man back into a hospital, man. Because this is serious, bro. This is serious, man.
And I'll ask that
question. Just think about it, man. R. Kelly is the last black really living legend. Whitney gone. Mike gone.
Hold on. Look, man, hold on. Because I ain't trying to be rude to Boss Queen, but I don't know who this is. I never seen this person before. But I got a little motto called "Boost the asses" when you come in here talking nonsense. I seen you up here a few comments ago, and I like, okay, well, I'm gonna see what your temperature like. But we want to know the tape you talking about. What tape you talking about? I want to see the tape that you saw.
What damn children are you referring to? Ain't no children involved. No children at all.
I don't know, but
your homework and your research, and if you had something happen to you, I suggest you go get some help yourself and get free from that, and stop being gaslight.
Man, people keep talking about this damn tape. He was one tape he was acquitted of. Then he got another tape that was brought in by Charles Freeman, a known fucking liar in this case. Motherfuckers don't know what they're talking about. They just saying something and you're running with it. People that think this man guilty, they don't follow the case. They don't know what they talking about, or they just some motherfuckers that just sick in the head and just jealous or hurt by hurt by something. This man, go ahead, my bad.
Can y'all tell Boss Queen put some respect on it? It was nice knowing you, but around here between Harmony and Western, we call this here a little twin. I'm finna boot your ass up out of here. You get the boot. Sorry, I don't mean no harm. I don't beat on women, but you finna get this domestic violence today. Out of here. Judge, I did not hit that woman. I kicked her. But, hey, y'all, we gonna get back to this conversation tomorrow. Lil Mac, man, you gotta shoot me your number, man, so I can send you the link when I'm getting ready to go live, so you already have everything.
All right, just drop it there on Twitter. I hit you back.
All right, yeah, I'll shoot you my number.
I seen y'all live, but I was handling business earlier. I tried to catch y'all earlier, but I had something going on, man. I just want to get on here real quick, you know what I'm saying? Chop it up with y'all real quick and say, man,
Already, man.
pray for Rob, pray for our brother Rob, free him till he's free, and much love, y'all guys, man. I
Yeah, man.
encourage anybody, like you said, bro, like there's an idiot family to go down to the MCC and check on him like ASAP, bro. Like for real,
ASAP.
man. These people are being wicked, man. They playing a dirty game, man. And I
That's
hate
it.
that something happened to that man, and then it come out to the public. He ain't the shit that they accused him of. He didn't do. So I
Right.
encourage anybody that's listening, that's a family member or anybody, man, go down there and make sure that he's getting proper care, man.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Boosie,
And free
Boosie.
R.kelly, man, and
Yeah.
appreciate it, Vi. I'll chop it up with y'all next time. Just you know what I'm saying, shoot me your
I'm gonna
number
shoot you my number.
on
I'm gonna shoot you
okay,
my
okay.
number.
All right, J Rock. Uncle
Right.
News, good talking y'all, guys. All right, chat.
All right, little
Free
man.
R.kelly, man. Praying for him.
Already. Hey, y'all, we
All
still
right.
looking forward to April the 28th, y'all. Sound like we're gonna have some more important guests to come through. Especially the lady that called in about being a ex-marshal worker and bill. You know, we most definitely gonna get her in and get some information from her to help educate us all, man. But I think each and every one of you guys and ladies that come over and support Big Val Opinion and what he's doing, that support the chat, that support the channel, I'm telling y'all, without you guys and ladies, this would not be possible. And understand that we all are here consistently for a reason and for a purpose because God designed it to be that way. And we're going to continue to talk. We're going to continue to bring awareness. We're going to continue to do it with integrity. We're going to continue to do it with positivity. We're going to continue to do it with love. We're going to continue to do it with prayer because we know how to make things change. We know how to move mountains. Everybody over here got the special ability because we all are like-minded people. That's why we are able to be on here and you don't see the confusion. You don't see the back and forth. We ain't out here trying to be better than the next person. We're just trying to get the point and the message out to the people. So I salute y'all because you all are the best. And salute J Rock, Sir Miguel, Nisimo, people that bless this panel because it takes courage to come on this panel and speak out, you know, and make yourself a known speaker in this battle that we're up against right now. But I'm willing to go to battle with each and every one of these people that come on this panel. I'm willing to go to battle with each and every one of you in this chat. And I won't change that for nothing in the world. So with that being said, I yield back and let Unc close, J Rock close before I get out of here.
Yeah.
Until
I think
next time.
Mr. Mo said it earlier, so I don't want to overstep that. I think everything that's been said was said.
All right. J Rock.
Well, I like to say I appreciate everything you said, Big Bob, and everything you said. I echo it and give that back to you also. Not to mention the fact, Lil Mac already alluded to something. I want to kind of expound on it a little bit when he mentioned the fact about this being about his masters and this thing about how much that they're doing to literally try to get this man up out of here. And I'm gonna say this also. The big question is everybody keeps saying that this is about young black women and girls. It's about young black women and girls. It's about young black women and girls. If it's really about young black women and girls, why has every single move that has been strategically made has been centered around this man's music catalog? You can let that marinate until the next live we do.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
man, I appreciate you.
Mic drop.
I appreciate you. Well, y'all know with that being said, man, prayers up for Kels, man. Prayers up for, and like I say, man, we gotta understand. We know about this because of it being R. Kelly. What about the non-R. Kellys that's in there that's getting the same treatment? So prayers up for everybody and anybody that's going through these type of unjust situations, man, out here in the world, because no human being deserves to be treated this way. And with that being said, until next time, J Rock, man, I appreciate y'all, Sir Miguel, the chat. Salute to R. Kelly for being strong and standing strong in the fight for his own life. And salute to Jennifer Bonjean for having the courage to stand up to this machine. And with God backing all of this.
Joy as well. Pray for Miss Joy.
Yeah, pray for Joy as well. You know, pray for Joy as well. And with God backing all of us, God backing Rob, God backing Jennifer, Joy, everything that's attached around Rob that's in a positive way, we're going to continue to move, we're going to continue to push, and we're going to continue to make progress, man. And that's what it's all about, bridging the gap. And like I said, I thank y'all. Until next time,
we'll
be back.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, peace.
Peace.